What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new football talk video, and today's topic is which manager should replace Arsene Wenger at the end of the season. Who are the favorites to replace him? Let me know in the comments below if you are an Arsenal fan or not. What are your thoughts about Arsene Wenger and his full tenure at Arsenal? I think it's a very hot topic and that's why I want to talk about it, but I'm fascinated by reading your comments, and also I'm working on a lot of new career mode videos, Liverpool career mode, my player, the road to glory career mode. I'm working on so many episodes, they will be out later today and tomorrow, so stay tuned and let's see the candidates and I will talk about them in detail, but I think I will give you the options to choose from, and then leave a comment who should, in your opinion, replace Arsene Wenger. So Massimo Allegri is the biggest favorite, but Eddie Howe is also, the Bournemouth manager, is also a favorite. Thomas Tuchel is also in the running, and the outsiders are Joachim Löw, the RB Leipzig manager. They are second in the Bundesliga, remember. Ralph Hasenhüttl, who is a very young coach. Patrick Vieira, the former Arsenal legend. Dennis Bergkamp, another former Arsenal legend. Roberto Martinez, the Belgian manager. Ronald Koeman, the Everton manager. And even Roy Hodgson is on the list, amazingly, which I don't really understand why, because he's a terrible manager. Arsenal and Arsene Wenger looked broken after the Bayern Munich game. I watched this post-match press conference and he looked like a broken man, and I think he must realize that can't really take this club forward further than he already has done. And I think should he announce his retirement right now, I think the rest of the season would play out a lot differently, because at the moment the Arsenal fans are just raging at the club, and if Arsenal announce that Arsene Wenger is stepping down, then the fans would change their voice and pour a lot of tributes towards Arsene Wenger, because what he achieved at Arsenal is remarkable, but in the past 10 years they haven't won many major trophies. And I think Massimiliano Allegri would be the man who could improve Arsenal and take them back to the very top. He has been very, very successful with Juventus, but you have to also take into consideration that Juventus are the dominant force in the Serie A. And he replaced Antonio Conte in 2014, but he still kept winning the league with Juventus, and he also made it to the Champions League final recently, where he lost to Barcelona. So yeah, he has, I think, a good record, and he also plays a brand of football which could suit Arsenal, and he also knows, most importantly, how to set up a team defensively well, and that's what Arsenal have been lacking. Eddie Howe, I think he's not ready yet for the Arsenal job. He's very inexperienced in terms of a top level. He has been in the Premier League for like 3 years now with Bournemouth. This is his third season, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, and at the moment Bournemouth are struggling, and Eddie Howe, I think he needs to earn the right to manage a club like Arsenal. At the moment he hasn't done so, but that's just my opinion. So I think Eddie Howe would get found out if he was appointed right now as the Arsenal manager. He's a little bit too inexperienced. At the top club you need to have a lot, and also another problem at Arsenal is that if the board doesn't change, will there be significant changes at Arsenal in terms of the success that they can deliver? Because at the moment the Arsenal board are just happy to make profit, to collect money, without actually trying desperately to win trophies, to win titles. And that's what the Arsenal fans deserve. That's what the Arsenal fans should be demanding the club to do every year, to build a squad trying to win the Champions League, trying to win the Premier League title. And the reason why the Arsenal board kept extending Arsene Wenger's contracts, because they were happy with this model that Arsenal every year finish in the top 4. They don't spend a lot of money, so they make a lot of profit, because remember, Arsenal are one of the top five or maybe top 10 richest clubs in the world, with the top 10 most turnover, most income, and they still don't act like a club who are, you know, building a squad, trying to win the Champions League or trying to win the Premier League title. That's my and also many other, you know, many Arsenal fans' opinion. And also, if the board doesn't change, will a new manager make a big difference? That's a big question. I don't really think so. There needs to be a lot more change at Arsenal for them to really challenge for the title. But somebody like Diego Simeone could really, I forgot to mention him, could really propel the club back to, you know, the top of European football. But the thing is that Diego Simeone has ties with Inter. He's a former Inter player, and he said that after he manages Atletico Madrid, he would like to manage Inter. So he might go there in the next 1 or 2 seasons, but I think Arsenal really should appoint the next appointment for Arsenal is crucial, because if they get it wrong, they could find themselves in mid-table. Thomas Tuchel is a very good young manager. He's only 43 years old, and he's doing, I think, very well with Dortmund, even though they are out of the Bundesliga title race. But they lost the best players in Dortmund. They lost Mats Hummels, they lost Mkhitaryan, they lost Gundogan. Previously they lost the likes of Lewandowski, and Dortmund are still playing attractive, brilliant football. But I think maybe he should develop this Dortmund team a little bit more. But if Tuchel is offered the Arsenal job, I think he would take it. So let me know, is he ready for a big job in England? I'm not 100% sure, but I really like his brand of football and his tactics. So I think that Arsenal would be, you know, a very attractive team to watch under Thomas Tuchel. Joachim Löw, I'm not sure about him. He has won, you know, the World Cup with Germany. He finished second at Euro 2008 with Germany, but you know, he hasn't managed a big European club so far, so it's a little bit of a dark horse. But let me know what do you think about that. The other manager, Ralph Hasenhüttl, I'm struggling to pronounce his name. He's a very promising young coach, but again, is he ready to manage a truly big European powerhouse? I'm not sure. He guided RB Leipzig with financial backing from Red Bull out from the Bundesliga 2 and also the lower divisions. I think Leipzig got promoted like 4 years in a row. But what they are doing with a young squad in the Bundesliga this season is nothing short of remarkable. They are second. Not so long ago they were right level with Bayern Munich, and that's, I think, huge credit to Hasenhüttl. Earlier in his career he led Aalen and Ingolstadt to promotion, so he managed smaller sides, but managing Arsenal is a totally different ball game. So is he ready for that? I'm not so sure. Patrick Vieira, this would make sense because he has managed New York City in the MLS from January 2016, so he has a little bit of experience. But again, managing a big club and playing for a big club is two completely different scenarios, so it would be a big gamble by the Arsenal board. Roberto Martinez, honestly I don't think he's good enough to be the Arsenal manager. He pretty much failed at Everton, so now he's the manager of Belgium. I don't think he will leave that post. Again, Ronald Koeman, again, I don't think he's good enough to manage a club like Arsenal, but it will be interesting because Ronald Koeman actually did a good job at Southampton and he's doing a decent job at Everton with the financial resources and the squad, but Everton are where you expect them to be, right below the top 6 with the squad that they have. So he's not exactly working wonders at Everton, so he's doing pretty alright. The big question is, how would he do at a huge club like Arsenal? And there is also talk of Ronald Koeman becoming Barcelona manager. very soon. Dennis Bergkamp is also a very interesting scenario. He has been Ajax assistant manager since 2011, so he has a lot of experience as assistant manager, but you know, managing Arsenal is like a much bigger and a much harder job, so I don't think he's ready for that, but certainly the fans would be behind Bergkamp. The appointment of Bergkamp or Vieira, problem with that is if it goes badly wrong, their reputation would be a little bit tarnished at the club, and I'm not sure how many Arsenal fans would want to risk that. I think Arsenal really need an experienced or a more experienced manager right now who could bring instant success. So if I were the Arsenal board, I would go for either Allegri or Simeone or Thomas Tuchel. I think Allegri and Tuchel suits the Arsenal playing style more. Roy Hodgson, I don't really want to talk about that. That's, I think, just a joke to include him in this list, because he has failed at Liverpool, he has failed at England miserably. So I was, of course, supporting Liverpool when Roy Hodgson was appointed Liverpool manager, and we played the worst football that I have ever watched as a Liverpool fan throughout supporting this club for 17 years. So I don't think it's good enough for Arsenal. So let me know what you think about this, and new career mode videos are coming later today, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, see you later guys, goodbye.